Once a guru again, what are you saying?
The between the guru and spiritual master in
A guru means is a spiritual master. There's no difference.
no different.
Yes, but what kind of guru, that's a difference. Some gurus are initiating, some are instructing, and another guru is in the heart as Krishna, Chaitya Guru. Another guru is one who introduced to Krishna consciousness. So there are different kinds of gurus, you know.
Yes, but no difference.
Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru, Pradavaksha Guru and Chaitya Guru. The super soul in the heart is the Chaitya Guru, the initiating spiritual master Prabhupada, the instructing spiritual master could be many people, and the one who introduced to Krishna, that's another person.
Okay, and I understand.
You understand? So each play a different role. But you can only have one initiating spiritual master. But instructing spiritual master, you can have many. Hmm? You understand? So you are fortunate you have Prabhupada now.
Yes,
There's no other, what we say, fortune than to meet a bona fide spiritual master. It's the greatest fortune. You understand?
yes.
Hmm. Hmm? That's why it says here in this verse, Srimad Bhagavatam, it says, that if you can meet a pure devotee, even half a second, see here, you want to read that?
For the conditioned soul's human body is most difficult to achieve and can be lost at any moment. But I think that even those who have achieved human life rarely gain association with pure devotees who are dear to the Lord. Tuna.
You understand?
You are all completely useless, the sinless ones. I ask you to kindly tell me what the supreme good is. After all, even half a moment's association with pure devotees within this world of birth and death is a priceless treasure for any man.
Hmm? Understand? Can read this.
The word, the
Your voice is fading. Your voice is fading.
great treasure is significant in this verse, just as an ordinary man is overjoyed to discover treasure.
Your voice is fading. Your voice is breaking and fading. Your speakers are not, your mic system is okay?
Your system's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me try to do mine. I'm going to, there seems to be a bad connection. I'm going to reconnect.
Okay, you can reconnect. You can, so how are you, Greg? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, sorry, my mic was turned off.
Oh, okay, I'm
I was
hearing.
trying to speak, but I thought it was on. Yeah, yeah.
Hearing you now.
I'm doing all right. I've had some difficulties in the past week with chanting and things, but it's better now. I'm back on track. So
Oh, very nice.
yeah, I became a bit overwhelmed by things, and I was not finishing my rounds for a few days. So
Oh, really?
yeah.
What happened?
Oh, it was just I was trying to I was thinking too much about I was becoming attached to this woman. This is different thing.
Oh, that's the problem. Whenever
Yeah.
you touch a woman, you get all spiritually all played out, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm? Women and spiritual life don't go well together,
Mm.
you know. Sex life.
Okay,
You want to speak again? Let's see how you sound.
okay. Is this better?
Yeah, much better.
Okay, good.
No, you got to go closer to your. You're not loud enough, you know. You hear him well, Greg?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't you read this verse?
Me?
Yeah, read.
Yeah, sure. The word sevadi, or a great treasure, is significant in this verse. Just as an ordinary man is overjoyed to discover an unexpected treasure, one who is actually intelligent is overjoyed to gain the association of a pure devotee of the Lord, by which one's life can easily be perfected. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, the words Atyantikam Kesam, or the supreme.
Chemam. Atyantik chemam. Che. That is K-S-E is pronounced che.
Atyakantam Shemam,
Yes.
or the supreme good, indicate that the situation in which one cannot be touched by even the slightest fear. Now we are entangled in the cycle of birth, old age, disease, and death, samsara. Because our entire situation can be devastated in a single moment, we are constantly in fear. But the pure devotees of the Lord can teach us the practical way to free ourselves from material existence and thus to abolish all types of fear. According to Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur, normal etiquette would dictate that a host immediately ask a guest who has arrived about his well-being, but such an inquiry is unsuitable to place before a satisfied devotee of the Lord, who are themselves the bestowers of all well-being. According to Srila Vishwanatha, the king knew that it would be useless to ask the sages about their business affairs, since the only business of the pure devotee of the Lord is the achievement of the supreme goal of life. According to Bhagavad Gita, the goal of life is to free oneself from the cycle of birth and death and reinstate oneself as an eternal servant of God on the platform of spiritual bliss. Pure devotees of the Lord do not waste their time with ordinary mundane affairs. Sometimes foolish relatives of a Vaishnav preacher lament that such a transcendental preacher has not used his life for material business, and that so much money has therefore been lost by the practice of spiritual life. Such ignorant persons cannot absorb the unlimited prosperity available on the spiritual platform to those who have surrendered heart and soul to the mission of the Lord. King Nimi was himself a learned Vaishnav, and therefore he did not foolishly ask the sages about ordinary worldly affairs. He immediately inquired about Atyantikam Seyamam, the highest, most perfect goal of life. According to Vishwanathi Chakravarti Thakur, the word anaga, O sinless ones, has two meanings. Anaga indicates the 9 yogendras were themselves completely free of all sins. It also indicates that merely by the great fortune of seeing them and hearing them from them submissively, an ordinary sinful man could also be freed of his sins and achieve everything he desired. One might object that since the great sages had just arrived, the king should not have been so impatient as to inquire from them about the perfection of life. Perhaps the king should have waited until the sages themselves invited his inquiry. Such a hypothetical objection is answered by the words Sanadopi. Even a single moment's association with pure devotees, or even half a moment's association, is sufficient to give one the perfection of life. An ordinary person who is offered a great treasure will immediately desire to claim such a treasure. Similarly, King Nimi was thinking, why should I consider myself fortunate enough to have such great sages stay here for a long time? Because I'm an ordinary person, undoubtedly you will soon be leaving. Therefore, let me immediately take advantage of your holy association. According to Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati, in this world there are different varieties of mercy, but ordinary mercy cannot bring about the cessation of all unhappiness. In other words, there are many humanitarians, altruists, and social reformers who certainly work for the betterment of humanity. Such persons are universally considered merciful, but in spite of their mercy, humanity continues to suffer in the grip of birth, old age, disease, and death. I may distribute free food to the needy, but even after eating my merciful gift, the recipient will again become hungry, or he will have to suffer in some other way. In other words, by mere humanitarianism or altruism, people do not actually become free from unhappiness. Their unhappiness is merely postponed or altered. King Nimi was joyful upon seeing the Nava Yogendras because he knew that they were eternally perfect associates of the Supreme Lord. Therefore he thought, you are not prone to sinful activities like unfortunate mundane people such as me. Thus the words you speak carry no deception or exploitation. The materially conditioned souls spend their days and nights discussing various topics of sense gratification. They never find time to hear about transcendental knowledge. But if even only briefly or accidentally they hear Harikatha, topics of Krishna, in the association of pure devotees of the Lord, their propensity to suffer in the material existence will slacken. When one sees liberated persons, hears about Krishna from them, remembers their saintly behavior, and so on, one's tendency to bind himself in the illusion of sense gratification is diminished, and he becomes eager to serve the Supreme Lord.
Yes.
Yes.
So this is the, to get the association of pure devotee, it's not some joke. Understand? Even half a moment, one line. Yes?
Yes.
Now you see how your lives have been put on the right track, is it not? At least all your doubts are getting cleared. Yes?
Yes.
That means you're getting the connection.
I think it's working better now.
Yeah. I can hear you better now.
Good.
Yes, Greg?
Yeah, we need, to, any connection we can have with Prabhupada's Vani is what is clearing things up. It is helping.
Yes.
It is helping us to, like, all of the difficulties I've had over the past few weeks, it's always been solved by going to Vanapedia and searching the different topics and trying to find instruction from Prabhupada.
Yes. That is the motivation.
Yeah, not to try and like concoct my own version of how I should solve a matter, or how I should, or try and take advice from, even from Shiksha gurus. They're good, but they're only part of the solution, and the main part of the solution is the Diksha guru.
Yeah, you need to get connected, If you don't
Yeah,
connect yourself,
he's
then
not my Diksha guru at the moment, but the practicality is the same.
yeah, because without connection, you are just like, you're not officially admitting yourself in a school,
Mm.
Then you can, once you're connected, then it makes a difference. Just like now Gopinath is connected, You see the difference?
Yes.
See, it's mystical. Then you see all your karma goes away and, many auspicious things come,
Sadly, I cannot see, but that is probably because I'm very fallen.
Not like that. You have to work yourself, If you pray to Prabhupada and Krishna, definitely Krishna will help you.
Mm.
Yes, Krishna says no.
Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Even once if you chant, yeah, you call out to the Lord even once, that makes a big difference. (22:35), I think. It says even if you call out to the Lord, you can see here.
One
is immediately freed from the clutches of Maya if he seriously and sincerely says, "My dear Lord Krishna, although I have forgotten you for so many long years in the material world, today I'm surrendering unto you. I am your sincere and serious servant. Please engage me in your service. It is my vow that if only one seriously surrenders unto me, saying, 'My dear Lord, from this day I am yours,' and prays to me for fearlessness, I shall immediately award fearlessness to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on." Due to bad association, the living entity desires material happiness, liberation, or merging in the impersonal aspect of the Lord, or he engages in mystic yoga for material power. If such a person actually becomes intelligent, he takes to Krishna consciousness by engaging himself in the intense devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna. Whether one desires everything or nothing, or whether he desires to merge into the existence of the Lord, he is intelligent only if he worships Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, by rendering transcendental loving service. If those who desire material enjoyment or merging in the existence of the absolute truth engage in the Lord's transcendental loving service, they will immediately attain shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, although they did not ask for it. Krishna is therefore very merciful. Krishna says, if one engages in my transcendental loving service, but at the same time wants the opulence of material enjoyment, he is very, very foolish indeed. He is just like a person who gives up ambrosia to drink poison.
So that
since I am very intelligent, why should I give this food material prosperity? Instead, I shall induce him to take the nectar of the shelter of my lotus feet and make him forget illusionary material enjoyment. Those who are interested in material enjoyment are known as Bhagakami, one who is interested in merging unto the opulence of the Brahma or perfecting the mystic yoga system is not a devotee at all. Devotees do not have such desires. However, if karma, jhana, or yoga somehow conducts a devotee and renders devotional service, Krishna immediately rewards him love of God and gives him shelter at his lotus feet, although he may have no idea of how to develop love of Krishna. If a person wants material profit from devotional service, Krishna condemns such materialistic desires. To desire material opulence while engaging in the devotional service is foolish. Although the person may be foolish, Krishna, being all intelligent, engages him in his devotional service in such a way that he gradually forgets the material opulence. The point is that we should not try to engage loving service for material prosperity. If we are actually surrendered to the lotus feet of Krishna, our only desire should be to satisfy Krishna. That is pure Krishna consciousness. Surrender means not that we have demanded something from the Lord, but that we completely depend on his mercy. If Krishna likes, he may keep his devotee in a poverty-stricken condition, or if he likes, he may keep him in an opulent position. The devotee should not be concerned in either case. He should simply be very serious about trying to satisfy the Lord by rendering service. Whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desires, he undoubtedly does so, but he does not award anything which, after being enjoyed, will cause one to petition him again and again to fulfill further desires. When one has other desires but engage in Lord's service, Krishna forcefully gives him shelter at his lotus feet, where one will forget all other desires.
Yes.
Yes. When someone engages in Lord Krishna devotional service for the satisfaction of the senses and instead acquires a taste for serving Krishna, he gives up his material desires and willingly offers himself as an external servant of Krishna. When he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Devana Maharaj said, "O my Lord, because I am seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now that I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to obtain, I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found the most valuable jewel. Therefore I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask for any benediction from you."
See that? That is how Krishna consciousness works, you know. You understand?
The conditioned souls are wandering through the different planets of the universe, entering various species of life. By good fortune, one of these souls may somehow or another be delivered from the ocean of nescience, just as one of the many big logs on a flowing river may by chance reach the bank.
Yes.
Yes. So by this association, even this association like this, where we have a chance to be with pure devotees and to learn, this is part of our devotional service as well.
An association that gives you an impetus to go forward towards Guru and Krishna is always should be sought after, you know. You understand? If you're getting some enthusiasm, some determination, some patience, some, you know, strength, then that association is positive, is it not?
Yes.
But if you're getting some association with somebody and it's driving you the other way, then that is detrimental, no?
Yeah.
For example, association is Maya. They'll make you forget all your spiritual practices, correct?
Yeah, it's true.
That association in Maya is detrimental. You follow? Because the Maya will give you a false sense of wanting to enjoy, you know? That's the nature of Maya. When you touch her, you will forget and you also lose all your spiritual qualities. You understand? So association with devotees takes you up, and association Maya, you know, brings you to hell, no? Mahatsevam dwaram aho vimuktes tamo dwaram yoshitam sangi sangam mahataste samachitaha prashanta vimanyavaha suhirdaha sadavo he.
One can attain the path of liberation from material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. These personalities are impersonalists and devotees. Whether one wants to merge into the Lord's existence or wants to associate with the personality of Godhead, one should render servants to the Mahatmas. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equiposed. They do not see the difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful, engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas.
Please read.
The human body is like a junction. One may either take a path of liberation or the path leading to a hellish condition. How can one take these paths is described herein. On the path of liberation, one associates with Mahatmas, and on the path of bondage, one associates with those attached to sense gratification and women. There are two types of Mahatmas, the impersonalist and the devotee. Although their goal is different, the process and emancipation is almost the same. Both want eternal happiness. One seeks happiness in the impersonal Brahman, and the other seeks happiness in the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As described in the first verse, Brahma Sukhiyam, Brahma means spiritual or eternal. Both the impersonalist and the devotee seek eternal blissful life. In any case, it is advised that one become perfect. In the words of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 2287, Asat Sangha Tyaga, E Vaishnava Achara, Shri Sangi, Eka Asadu, Krishna Bhakta Ara. To remain unattached to the modes of material nature, one should avoid associating with those who are asat, materialistic. There are two kinds of materialists. One is attached to women and sense gratification, and the other is simply a non-devotee. On the positive side is association with Mahatmas, and on the negative side is the avoidance of non-devotees and women hunters.
So that the human body is on the crossroad, you know. If you want to go towards hellish situation, then you associate with particularly women. But if you want to come out of this, then you have to associate with devotees.
But that's the hard part for a devotee, for a new devotee, on being able to tell a pure devotee from a wolf, because I've met people that were saying the same words, but they were chasing materialistic life. They were living a lavish life and being around women and girls and having impure associations, but then yet still trying to guide a devotee to the path of Krishna. And it's a false path, but it's hard to determine.
No, that's why you have to associate with them, you know, then you can see them, no? Yes. No matter how much the person try to hide, the truth will one day come out, you know. You understand? Because if a person associates with Maya, he will develop all the bad qualities, you know. Says here,
The illusory material nature attracts the minute living entity to embrace her, and as a result he assumes forms composed of her qualities. Subsequently, he loses all spiritual qualities and must undergo repeated births, undergo repeated deaths. You, however, avoid the material energy in the same way that a snake abandons its old skin. Glorious in your possession of 8 mystic perfections, you enjoy unlimited opulences.
Understand? You see, the moment he gets embraced by Maya, then two things happen. He assumes forms composed of her qualities, subsequently loses all his spiritual qualities. Understand? That's why it's
Yes.
very detrimental to play with Maya, you know. Of course, if you want to get married and get married to a devotee woman, that's another story altogether. But if you get married to a karmi, then you're going to be in trouble. You understand? So your duty is to at least transform that person to some spiritual inclination. Yes?
Yes.
You don't want to light a fire and pour water on it, do you? You must be crazy. Yes, there is a popular saying, oil and water don't mix, you know.
All right.
Because we have been wandering in this place for so many years, you know. You guys have been doing some crazy things here for so long. Hmm?
Covered by the mode of ignorance and material nature, the living entity is sometimes a male, sometimes a female, sometimes a eunuch, sometimes a human being, sometimes a demigod, sometimes a bird, an animal, and so on. In this way, he is wandering within the material world. His acceptance of different types of bodies is brought about by his activities under the influence of the modes of nature.
It's what's been going on.
But see, in this age, people are saying that men and women are equal, that men and women are the same, but they aren't equal. They aren't the same. Krishna created men with certain qualities, and he created women with certain qualities, but our soul is the same quality. And even though we go through life as a male or a female, it doesn't mean that we are physically or mentally equal in the material world.
The soul is equal. The bodies are not equal.
Yes.
So you have to understand this. If you don't understand this and you simply worship the body, then you are no better than an animal. And all these women and men, they want equal rights and all. It's just some myth, you know. For the very fact the woman gives birth and the man don't, there's already a disparity. Yes?
Yes, and in ISKCON they just created a female guru, a female Dishka guru, and she's wearing orange like a swami, and they're not equal. They're not the same.
Yeah, she's thinking, if you go against scripture, then nothing works, you know. If you go against the scripture, then you're going to only get nothing. You can see here.
He who would discard spiritual injunctions and act according to his own whims attain neither perfection nor happiness nor supreme destination.
It cannot work. You understand? A woman is not meant for this. Of course, there are special cases, but that kind of special cases are very rare, you know.
Prabhu, is there any evidence in the scriptures to say that women should not lead kirtans in the temple?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was hearing, somebody singing in the temple, you know. And then the song was so captivating and it was inspiring him in loving Krishna that he ran to the temple to embrace that person. And as he was going to go and touch, then Govinda, his assistant, said, "It is a woman." Immediately the Lord froze on the track. And he said, "Hey Govinda, you have saved me from this."
Oh. So
I think this incident is enough to explain.
so it is there's a no then women should not be because they will attract too much.
If a woman is chaste, she will not do it.
Yes.
If a
This
woman
is going on.
If a woman is unchaste, like many,
Yeah.
they want to become equal, they want to lead the kirtan, but they don't want to give birth to babies and look after them. Stupid, no?
Yeah.
They just want
So,
to man. That's the problem. They made a mistake last life. They were so attached to their wives. They took birth as a woman. So they are finding that they have been, there's no equality, and so they are fighting for their rights. The best way to fight for the rights is to make sure you don't take birth again. You understand?
Yes.
You cannot change that body you got. That's not possible. You try to fight for your equal rights and all, and they get raped, they get molested, they get so many things. Yes?
Yeah.
And who
They want to.
Who suffers in the end?
They do because they are thinking they can protect themselves because they are thinking they are man, like this.
That's the problem. When you try to go against religious scriptural direction, then it says here, you cannot get perfection, you cannot get happiness, you cannot go back. So, there's stupidity. You understand? And men who want to exploit the woman, you're equal, come and we can sleep together. That is all, exploitation.
Yes.
And this crazy woman, they fall for that. Who to be blamed? Today, whole world, social problem, what is it because of? Unwanted progeny? Illicit sex life? Yes?
Yes.
So the woman, she can make it or she can break the world. They have that power. If they are chaste, the place will become the spiritual world. If they are unchaste, then this place will become worse than hell. This is spoken of by Arjuna himself in the Bhagavad Gita, his argument.
When irreligion is prominent in the family, O Krishna, the women of the family become polluted, and from the degradation of womanhood, O descendants of Vashni, comes unwanted progeny.
Is that?
Good population in human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. The Varshama religion principles are so designed that the good population would prevail in society for the general spiritual progress of state and community. Such population depends on the chastity and faithfulness of its womanhood. As children are very prone to be misled, women are similarly very prone to degradation. Therefore, both children and women require protection by the elder members of the family. By being engaged in various religious practices, women will not be misled into adultery. According to the
Chanakya Pandit.
Kanati Pandit, women are generally not very intelligent and therefore not trustworthy. So the different family traditions of religious activity should always engage them, and thus their chastity and devotion will give birth to a good population of eligible for participating in the Varshnarama system.
Varna ashram.
Varna ashram.
Yes.
On the failure of such Varna ashram dharma, naturally the women become free to act and mix with men, and thus adultery is indulged in at the risk of unwanted population. Irresponsible men also provoke adultery in society, and thus unwanted children flood the human race at the risk of war and pestilence.
So that's...
Now, this verse, what we just read, this is a purport, right, from Prabhupada.
Yes.
So this is the part that causes all of the heartburn when it says women are less intelligent.
Yes, they are less intelligent. Krishna also said they are less intelligent. What about that? So you should give up Krishna? If you are less intelligent, you are less intelligent. What's the big deal? Now even in the man, some men are intelligent and some men are less intelligent. Doesn't mean that what? A less intelligent man should fight with the intelligent man? It's stupidity. Understand? Huh? So this bodily identification of me and my, this is nonsense. The solution is to understand that you're not the body.
Yes.
Not to kind of, try to, find a cure for the body in such a way like this crazy scientists finding medicine to stop, dying and all this kind of crazy actions. That's not, this is stupidity. Understand? The real intelligence is to stop this cycle of birth and death and to accept the position, I am trapped in the body of such and such a thing, now I have to wait and become, more Krishna conscious. At least the solution is there, either you are a man or a woman or whatever. Huh?
Yes.
You understand? Whether you are a man or woman or whatever, everybody can go to Krishna. Understand?
O son of Pritha, those who take shelter in me, though they be of lower birth, women, Vaishyas, merchants, Sudras, workers, can obtain the supreme destination.
So who is Bad? This is the equality. The equality is that you are given equal chance to redeem yourself. You understand?
Yes.
That is the mercy of the Lord. In fact, the highest devotees are the women. The topmost devotees are the gopis, they are women, not the men. You understand? So the Lord is giving facilities for women also. Right? So we have to learn how to do it right, not simply speculate, Become what? Woman's liberation, and what is that woman liberation? That you get raped, that's all. Is it intelligent? Then they have children, and then they have they ask for social support, unwed mothers and single mother, all kind of crazy mothers, huh? Is it not? And who is suffering? Yes.
Yes, and that was my question with like women gurus. If a woman becomes a guru, who takes care of her family? Who does that? That can't be good for the family.
In fact, it is said by Durva Maharaj, Prabhupada writes in the purport that because Suniti was the mother and a woman, she cannot become the guru. It's already clearly said in that passage, but they are going against Prabhupada.
Yes.
So when you go against the order of the spiritual master, then what good you can get?
Prabhu, is it the duty of the temple president in a situation, if a woman, you said if a woman is not chaste, she will give kirtan, but is it the duty of the temple president to say this is not allowed?
Yes, we should do that. Why should not you stop it?
Yeah, so they should not be allowed. Yeah.
They should not. If they want to sing, then let them sing among themselves. No problem.
Women give class to women like that.
Women can give class to women, no problem. Correct?
Yeah.
You understand? But no woman like to hear another woman. That's another thing. You understand? If a woman is giving class, the man will be looking at her body, admiring her features.
Yeah. This is going on all the time in so many organizations.
So why this is this helpful?
So sometimes kirtan, sometimes they're giving class, and now even they want to be Diksha Guru. So
yes, because the men are so weak.
They're not saying no.
Yes, when the men are weak, then the woman will take advantage. They're falling down, they're having sex with children, and there's so many nonsense. So the women have lost confidence in the leadership. And Prabhupada,
They become,
all my women disciples are not asking me that, Prabhupada, we also want to travel like you and preach, and they never say that. They're happy just doing their service.
Yeah. The women, they become fearful when the men do not tell them to not do these things. They enjoy doing them, but then they also become afraid because they know their men are not doing anything.
Yeah, then the man say, I want to be your disciple, and the disciple will want to massage the woman's guru's feet, and then what happens? It's all story.
Yes. And see, this is the hard part, because I talked to my ISKCON friends, devotees that are really sincere devotees. They really are trying to love Krishna, and they're trying to, but they're in an organization that is leading them astray. And I talk to them, and they won't listen. They say, well, this is not what it means, and GBC is doing this, but I don't really go with GBC, but I still chant my rounds, and I still try to have good association with devotees, but they're being led down the wrong path, and they're going the wrong direction. But when you talk to them, they won't listen. They won't hear your facts. And I don't know what to do. I mean, I have cut my association down. I don't attend the Sangha with the old group of people that I was with before I came to ISKM. But
you tried. You cannot do anything. What else to do? Correct.
But I feel like I'm abandoning them. I don't
think so. You can only give a fool some good advice. He doesn't want to take. That's it. You just can't sit down and cry for them. Can you? Yes.
But they read the same words and they come up with different meanings.
This is because their consciousness is clouded. When they disobey Prabhupada, then this knowledge is not accessible.
Prabhu, is there do you know any verses where it says, Prabhupada says we should abandon them, we should neglect them?
We shouldn't abandon them.
No, we should.
Yeah, it is here. So many verses.
To abandon association of
Yes.
those who are deviant.
We can read here. Yeah. Okay, you read from this friendship. Can you see the word friendship?
Yeah, friendship should be cemented between persons with mutual interests and understanding. Such persons are said to be swagati, of the same caste. The devotee should avoid a person whose character is not fixed in the standard of understanding. Even though he may be a Vaishnav or a devotee of Krishna, if his character is not correctly representative, then he should be avoided. One should steadily control the senses and the mind and strictly follow the rules and regulations, and he should make friendship with persons of the same standard.
Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything is stated in Prabhupada books. There's nothing he missed out.
Yeah, it is not
Not only said by Prabhupada, even is said by Krishna. You see here. And Krishna also says. It is spoken by Krishna himself, As the Lord said himself. Can you read that? The Shruti and Smriti literatures.
Oh yeah. The Shruti and Smriti literatures are to be understood as my injunctions, and one who violates such codes is to be understood as violating my will and thus opposing me. Although such a person may claim to be my devotee, he is not actually a Vaishnav. The Lord here states that if one has not developed firm faith in the process of chanting and hearing, one must...
He's not actually a devotee. It's stated by the Lord. Mad bhaktopi na Vaishnav. Na means not, Vaishnav means devotee.
So, is this to mean then that...
Station should be avoided.
Is this to mean then that even small infractions in such codes, immediately one is not a Vaishnav?
Well, if you have deviated from the teachings of Prabhupada, then how you can be Vaishnava?
Yeah.
You're putting woman guru, you will make gay gurus, tomorrow you'll make animal gurus, you'll do everything.
So, yeah. So people can be Vaishnav when they are following, but then as soon as they stop following, they are not.
Yes. You cannot. If you disobey Krishna, how you can be his devotee? Just like many Christians profess to be Christian, but they are not following.
But yes, sometimes people are thinking in their mind, I was Vaishnav for this many years. So now if I stop following Shruti, Smriti, then I'm still Vaishnav because I was Vaishnav for years before this.
Well, maybe before that, in last life, you could have also. What is the argument? You understand?
But otherwise, they're chanting their rounds and they're living by the four principles and they're not eating meat, but yet they believe this other stuff. It's
The moment you deviate from Prabhupada, you are useless.
Even if you're chanting, even if you're doing everything, you're just like splashing in water.
You both were chanting anyway. Are you getting any stuff until you came to ISKM? Let's be honest about it. Yeah, you need proper connection, you know. They're not
That is the...
doesn't work.
In ISKCON, the gurus use this logic. We used to have proper connection. In the 60s, we had connection.
Well, you know, if you don't have connection, then you should ask why. What went wrong? You should connect yourself again. Is it not?
They're saying they're connected to the 60s, maybe, the 70s.
Oh yeah, they can live in the past, you know. Is that going to do any good?
Past glories, like this.
Yes. Just like an old man, you know, he always talks about, oh, you know, it was like this before and it was like that before. Is there any use of that kind of a talk?
Yes.
It is all stories.
The point is that this connection can be again reconnected. It is not, it's terminated forever. All you have to do is just follow Prabhupada's instruction. That's all. What is so difficult? What's so difficult of you not being a guru? Your head will follow?
It's so easy, they make it hard.
That's all. They got so many weeds in the heart, and because of these weeds, they cannot make any spiritual progress. They want worship, they want position, they want, puja, labha, gaining. So all these weeds has to go. And the main thing is to say that I am not Guru, Prabhupada is the Guru.
Yes.
And bring everybody to do it. Any problem? Any problem? I don't have any problem, and nobody in ISKM have any problem. You have any problem? Since you join us? We can see everything crystal clear, correct?
Yes.
So, but they cannot. Why? Because they disobeyed. Krishna clouds their brain. Understand? Krishna will not tolerate that you go and offend his pure devotee and go scotch free. You think Krishna is such a fool? Tell me. Huh? You understand? So there's hope. The hope is this. Forget it. Make Prabhupada the center again. Bring everything to Prabhupada. Know what's the problem? Yeah.
Prabhu, I have a question about this. Is there leniency in this statement that someone is not a Vaishnav if because of the situation at the moment on earth where there is so many bogus gurus, if a person is not actually like if they are not trying to be a guru, but they are maybe, and they are trying to follow Prabhupada sincerely, but they if they're trying to follow sincerely Prabhupada, but they are not following all the Shruti and Smriti because maybe they do not know everything. Does this excuse them to some degree if they are not like if they are not trying to if they're not trying to be like they're not presenting themselves as an organization, but if they're just individuals trying to find Krishna, they're still not Vaishnav if they break any principle, is it?
They cannot try to find Krishna individually. It's not possible. You must take shelter of a pure devotee. Pure devotee, you cannot become a devotee. Not possible.
So when Prabhupada said that...
This first, you read this, I'll show you the other verses. You read this.
Okay. A wise person should not enter an assembly if he knows the participants there are committing acts of impropriety. And if having entered such an assembly, he fails to speak the truth, speaks falsely, or pleads ignorance, he will certainly incur sin.
You understand? So if you go to an organization and you try to become, what do we say, oblivious and just try to chant and all, but because you're there, you're implicated.
Well, this verse right here, I mean, this is perfect, because this is exactly why I left the Guru and left ISKCON, is because I didn't feel like they weren't speaking, that they weren't telling me the truth. They were reading the words but coming up with different meanings, and that's why it never felt, my heart never felt at ease there. And this is why I stopped that association. So this is telling me that maybe I should not even be contacting the other devotees anymore, because they don't want to listen, and I shouldn't maintain that association in a spiritual sense.
I think you'll be a lot better off you don't connect with them.
Yes.
Understand?
But I was feeling guilty.
You want to read this?
Anyone who fails to immediately leave the place where he hears criticism of the Supreme Lord or faithful devotees, he will certainly fall down, forfeit his pious credit. Yes.
I think you have to have proper guidance. You cannot just speculate and, try to be Mr. Nice Guy and compromise here and there. You cannot play this pure devotee role when you're not. You artificially try to become like see no evil and be neutral and everything, and you will fall down.
What book are these texts from that we're reading right now? Are these from
the Srimad Bhagavatam? You can see the verses on the top. Srimad Bhagavatam.
Oh yeah. Okay, it's in the 10th canto. All right, good.
You can write it down.
Yes.
No, anyway, I'll send you the recordings. So you have to know, you cannot just be whimsical and sentimental. That's another nonsense. There's no room for sentiment, You got to draw the line.
That's what was tugging at my heart. That was what.
The sentiment is useless.
If I see somebody drowning, I want to throw them a life preserver.
Yeah, that may be drowning,
But they throw it. But they threw it back at me.
They don't want nothing from you, boy. They think you are gone astray, and you're gone. You're a demon. You're actually a demon now.
Yes, they're telling me I'm the one going to hell, not them.
Yes.
The problem is they will pull you into the water with them. This is the problem.
Yes. It is explained in this verse. You will fall down.
Yes.
You fall down. You try to go and, unless you're very powerful, they talk to you. You know how to, get them, because you're not familiar with all these verses, So it's not, you can't talk to them. You see. So what you can do is show our videos and show everything,
Yes.
You understand? I don't think they will listen also. These guys are so polluted, They think that Ritvik thing is some kind of a demonic thing,
If you could cut the head off of ISKCON and get rid of the GBC and start over.
Well, that's what we are doing anyway.
Yes. Yes.
We at least got 2% now.
Yes. But it doesn't matter if it's 1 or a million if we get back to...
At least we have a structure. You understand?
Yes.
I would be happy more people can come on board and hear, you know. Because
Yes.
I'm not talking my head off, you know, I'm talking with scriptural evidence.
Well, how many devotees do we have in England that they can't make these meetings, but
I don't know.
do you have association with the ones that Sevananda was talking about, that he was trying to get to come on these morning meetings?
No, I don't have.
No, we don't know. There's only a few, very small handful.
And Sevananda is trying his best, you know, one man, no?
But like we have a devotee in Dallas, but I don't ever have any contact with him.
Yeah, maybe he's...
But what is he doing?
He's working, probably, you know. He's working in his job in the night shift, you know. So he probably can't come on or something.
But then can just he...
Send him the link, you know. We should send him the link so he can know.
Can he and I get together?
Yeah, you can always call him up and talk to him and discuss and see how you can reach together.
Because that's the one thing that I really miss is association with other devotees, and I want to associate with devotees that believe the same I do. So I have to leave all of the ISKCON devotees that I had, but I would like to have this association with our devotees.
You send me your number, then I put you on our WhatsApp group here. Then you can contact all our devotees.
Like, do you have Zoom classes or just the Facebook ones?
No, we have Zoom classes, we have Facebook, we have a WhatsApp chat column, so many things we have. Just that I don't have your number, you know, you give me your phone number, huh?
Yes.
Put you on the WhatsApp thing and I'll connect you to our Krishna Inspiration where all the devotees have discussions and all that, you know.
Yes, that's what I
will ask the devotees to connect you into that chat group, you know. I don't have your both numbers actually.
I just sent it to you in chat.
Oh, I don't know, you have to send me by messenger better, you know. This thing will go off as soon as we finish this class, you know.
They added already. They added me to the inspiration group, and I think they added Gopinath as well.
Yes, I'm on the inspiration group. I get the WhatsApp messages.
I don't have your number because I have another group, you know, that I send my things. But you can read my things in the Facebook and so many.
Yes, I watch the Facebook presentations, and I also watch the other ones. If I forget his name, he does some very good ones too.
Tattvavid.
How do you pronounce it?
Tattvavid.
Tattvavid.
Yes.
Tattvavid. I watch his. He does very good presentations on Facebook.
This is the proper link. If you are trained right, then everything is right. Like that, like him, there are many other devotees also, but they don't go on, but they speak locally and all. They all are philosophically very well versed, you know.
Now, when you give your classes on Facebook, you're talking to people that live in the temple. Who is your audience?
The one who comes on our congregation, you know. So I speak to the congregation.
Because those are all very intelligent people, right?
Yeah, they are all the more serious devotees.
Because I hear their questions and they're all very intelligent questions when they answer them. So I thought they might be devotees that are living in the temple.
No, some are living and some are outside, you know. Some are householders. So, you know, there are many devotees here. Most of them are all coming from India and working in Singapore, you know. They are working in high-flying jobs, you know.
So if I wanted to make a pilgrimage to Singapore, I could go to the temple.
Yes, for sure. You can come to Singapore and then go to India, that'll be good. You can visit Vrindavan, you can go to Mayapur, definitely.
Yes. I would like to do that. I would like to go to some of these places, to actually go there, and I'd love to meet you in person.
Yes, I also love to meet both of you in person, but I'm praying that we can expand our association and bring more people here, you know. Make a bigger-
Yes.
Very well.
You understand?
Yeah.
I want you to help us expand. Because there's nobody out there who knows this philosophy, knowledge, like devotees in ISKM. That is clear.
Clear.
Nobody can give you a quotation. The moment you ask a question, before you finish the sentence, the answer is already there on the board. Is it not? Yeah?
Yeah, it is hard to find someone who is as well read. Like Tattvaveet Prabhu is very, very, also he is very, very much studying.
Very knowledgeable.
His answers are like very, very abundant.
So far, he's
Some
answered
beautiful
every
things.
question I gave him. I have not stumped him once.
Yes. This is how you become. You also become like that. Then you can defeat any people on this planet. But if you don't know, then how you going to talk? You talk to the ISKCON guys, they will stump you out. Understand?
Yes.
So you need to hear, you need to get trained.
Well, and that's the frustrating part for somebody new like me that doesn't know everything, is you talk to them and they argue back to me with the same words that you're giving me, but they argue the same words, but they make it mean something different. And that's, I can't counter that. So
Because you are not sufficiently, you know, what we say, rat, and you're just beginning now, no? So carry on, and you keep hearing and keep hearing, then you will also become strong. You understand?
yes,
Something is clear, they cannot convince you out of being an ISKM devotee. That they cannot do.
right, correct.
Understand? So that faith is steady. So that's good. The next step, you hear, like say now, I think this is what, only a month or so or two, you know? Yes?
Right.
And you are looking forward for every Saturday to come and go? Yes?
Yes, because I've only been in association with Sevananda for like 10 months total.
Yes.
So
It's good, I don't know, but to show you all the verses and help you to get more, you know, fixed up. And that required, you know.
yes,
So this is by association. So you keep associating, keep hearing, and you have got doubts, you quickly come ask the devotees, you know, in the ISKM group, and you see how much you can strengthen your faith. And if someone, you ask a question, someone talks to you and you are defeated by that person and you don't know how to answer, you ask the question and then the devotees will help you, give you the answer.
yes,
You understand? Then you go back to him and say this, then that guy will become stupefied, you know. So it's a question of training, you know, from the right person. You understand? You follow?
You do.
So don't worry, don't despair. We are on the right track. That's the main thing now. Right? First we learn how to swim, then we can save others. You understand? So in the meanwhile, you just distribute all the videos and the tapes and all. If some guy, you know, intelligent enough to come God, and that's a good chance, you know. You understand? Just like
Yes.
Sevananda, he saw then and he became so inspired. Then you saw, you became inspired. Now he's Greg saw. I mean, like that. So we have to just be patient. So how to do? We just keep sending it out, no? Listen, you can give all this material to your friends, and if somebody is intelligent enough to grasp it, that's saving grace. Definitely we are fighting against uphill, I mean, uphill current, you know, not easy. But it's not easy. I mean, we started this, I remember, started this 1997. And that time there was no internet and no many things, you know. Trying to push on was tough. Wow, 700 is coming on. Ask to unmute. 700 you can unmute. So this is how it is. They say Rome was not built in a day, you know.
Yes. It wasn't.
So we have few in England, we have a few in America. Just require one good man, that's all. You try. You never know. Not that we are the only ones there are. There are many, you know. You just need to go and connect with them. If you find a guy is not willing to listen, then you drop him, you get another one. Yes?
Yes. Do you have a group in England, Greg, that you speak with outside of this?
Only no. At the moment, I speak with Sevananda, and that's like. I mean, I contact with other devotees in a sort of in a way to like kind of. Well, I don't know. I don't actually have much contact with them, but I observe what's going on. There is a lot of Ritviks over here, but some of them have different concoctions, different ideas, and some of them, like, and then there's a lot of devotees who are becoming Ritvik kind of from ISKCON because it has gotten so bad. So there's a lot of hope that that the people will join ISKM and they will become inspired to follow properly, like. But I don't speak with too many other people. But if I do, it's like Sundar Gopal was saying, you can share things with them and encourage them, but not be led astray is best.
If I find somebody, can I share this link to have them join, or should I have Sevananda talk to them first, or what should I?
Let 700 talk, all you know, better, you know, because if we come right on here, we are speaking, you know, what we say. You feel, I mean, that's your discussion. You think he's capable, it's good for him to come, then why not?
I don't want to bring demons on.
Yeah, that would be a problem. Then you will, of course, you can't demonize here. You will always show an evidence. He doesn't want to accept that is his misfortune.
Yeah, I don't want to make you a demon slayer.
Preaching is a thankless task. First, you size him up, and then you handle 7 under. Then you can also give to Greg. He can also answer. They all, if he's becoming extremely interested, then why not?
Okay. Because I'd like to see 10, 20, 50, 100 people on this. I'd like to bring more people in, more people, more ideas, more experience, more camaraderie, more sense of devotion and association.
Yes, that will also inspire me, for sure. Inspire all the devotees in ISKM also to see the numbers growing.
Yes.
We would. Does it matter? It's the same question Gopinath just asked again, but does it matter who is invited? Like if a person is from ISKCON, or even I'm going to the college sometimes and there's college students, so I'm giving them books. Should I invite these people to the class?
We have got you an update. Windows continue improving.
Oh, that's your message. I thought that was on my computer.
No, it's trying to restart. No, I don't want this thing. Okay. So listen, if that person is new, you cultivate him, get into him personally, and you feel that yes, he should come on and listen, why not?
Yeah, but not immediately. Like there must be some cultivation first.
You cannot, because you have to first, nurture him,
Yeah. They would be confused. A lot of the students down there are women, though. Also, you say him, but a lot of them are women. So.
And if I speak against the women, they're going to be turned off,
Yeah. They will be even like they would be very men or women. If you invite them to such a class without some cultivation, there's so many things that would just confuse them.
First, they should read Prabhupada books. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Don't read, then they have a lot of speculation,
Yeah, if they're interested and they show interest, then it is okay, is it?
Yes. Then we can have a simplified class for them, You don't have to go into so many details like this, because you are more seasoned, that's why I'm speaking like this. But if somebody is new, you don't speak all these things,
Yeah.
You see, like Prabhupada, if he gives a class in the West, it's only about you're not the body, He doesn't go beyond that. You don't
early classes.
talking about detail about demigods or talking about the impersonalism. Of course, impersonalism he touches, but he mainly, stress on the point that you're not the body,
Yes.
You see, so there's a different way of presenting. You see, this is the preacher. He has to be a little bit intelligent, He can't speak about, rocket science to a kindergarten student, can he? Right? You got to use your discretion. So you size them up, you find a person is interested, and then you keep talking to him, you cultivate, and you bring 7 under on board, like this, then, eventually. Because 7 under is also preaching to a group of people. He's trying to get them on. Some or other it's not happening for some reason. So let's be patient. Yes?
Yes. Well, now that England's going back on lockdown, they should have plenty of time to come on and talk.
Yeah. They all can come on board, and they can have, any amount of questions. We will try to be of some service. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll all fight together. It's a team.
Jai. Haribo.
You understand?
I do.
It's called devotee association. You understand? And thanks to the technology, when we are miles away, we still can be so close, you know. So you have also confidence because you got somebody to tap on. You any problems, you can always refer, you know. Yes?
Yes.
So that will give you added strength, is it not? Correct?
Correct. You've answered all my questions today.
If you meet the right person, then all doubts must go. If you meet the wrong person, doubts will only increase.
Yes.
So I think you both should work a little bit harder now since your doubts are all been cleared up. Now you should try to push on the movement.
Oh, work on Harinam.
Yes. Now you can work on Harinam, on the virtual Harinam right now.
Yes.
Yeah. Sevananda has spoken to me about hopefully we will do a lockdown Harinam soon in London.
Well, the Harinam could also be preaching like this, you know. That is also
Yeah.
Harinam. Harinam just doesn't mean only chanting, no.
No.
When you talk about Krishna, it's also Harinam. So you try, you know, you have one good man there in Dallas, okay, good. Then you try, you know, find a third man.
Yes, I'm going to contact Sevananda about getting a contact for the devotee in Dallas. I want to reach out and form some kind of association with him, whether it's during the day or at night or whatever his schedule is. Because you said he's still working, right? He works nights.
Yeah, he's working in the motel or something. You send me your number again on
Yes.
Messenger because now this thing will terminate, you know. So
Okay.
I can get the number, then I will send you his contact to you. Then you can talk to him. I think he has spoken to you, if I'm not.
I've spoken to him once or twice early on.
Is it on WhatsApp or something?
Pardon?
What? How did you speak to him? By what?
Through Sevananda.
WhatsApp?
Yeah.
That means you have his contact already.
Yeah, you're right. I probably do.
Murari Chaitanya.
I'll have to research it and find out where it was.
And there are also others in the States, you know. Maybe we'll pass the contact to you and you can also get in touch with them. Some people write to us, you know, Tattvavit, you know. Then I can get all these people in the States and then give it to you and you can talk to them.
Yes.
Okay, I got your number now. All right, so any more questions?
No.
Do you know any good verses that talk about the danger of associating with karmis?
There's so many verses, you know.
I'll be more specific.
Associating with non-devotees is very dangerous and detrimental. You know? want to take note of this one? You want to read?
Actually, we belong to the caste of meat eaters because we are servants of meat eaters. Indeed, our activities are exactly like those of the meat eaters because we always associate with such people. We are inimical towards the cows and the Brahmins. There are two kinds of meat eaters, one who is born in a family of meat eaters and one who has learned to associate with meat eaters. From Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa and Sanata Goswami, formerly Daibrakasha and Sakara Malika, we can learn how one attains the character of a meat eater simply by associating with meat eaters. At the present moment in India, the presidential offices are occupied by many so-called Brahmins, but the state maintains slaughterhouses for killing cows and makes propaganda against Vedic civilization. The first principle of Vedic civilization is the avoidance of meat eating and intoxication. Presently in India, intoxication and meat eating are encouraged, and the so-called learned Brahmins presiding over this state of affairs have certainly become degraded. According to the standard given herein by Srila Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, these so-called Brahmins give sanction to slaughterhouses for the sake of a fat salary. They do not protest the abominable activities. By depreciating the principles of the Vedic civilization and supporting cow killing, they are immediately degraded to the platform of Malechas and Yavanas. A Malecha is a meat eater and a Yavana is one who has deviated from Vedic culture. Unfortunately, such Malechas and Yavanas are in executive power. How then can there be peace and prosperity in the state? The king or the president must be the representative of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Maharaj Yudhisthira accepted the rule of Bharatavarsha, formerly this entire planet, including all the seas and land, he took sanction from the authorities like Bhishma Dev and Lord Krishna. He thus ruled the entire world according to religious principles. At the moment, however, the heads of state do not care for the religious principles. If irreligious people vote on an issue, even though it be against the principles of the Shastras, the bills will be passed. The presidents and heads of state become sinful by agreeing to such abominable activities. Sanatana and Rupa Goswami pleaded guilty to such activities. They therefore classified themselves among the Malechas, although they had been born in a Brahmin family.
So even just the association pulls us down.
Yeah. How dangerous it is, you know?
Even though we're not meat eaters, we become like meat eaters because we associate with them.
Correct.
Did Prabhupada speak about people marrying people who are either non-devotees or who are not practicing?
I mean, it makes sense, you know, common sense, right? If you marry a person who is not a devotee, it's going to be a hellish thing for you, no?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you don't have to have a very intelligent thing to sense that out. You know, you stay with some meat eaters. It's going to be funny for you. You know, their consciousness is polluted, and you're trying to, you know, it's like trying to mix, as I say, oil and water together. No?
Well, one person was giving an example that Prabhupada gave an example about a woman who converted after many years of her serving a non-devotee husband. He slowly became Krishna conscious.
That's Prabhupada's sister.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why start off like that? If you can avoid it, why you have to start like that?
Yeah, it is big risk though, is it? Like it is gamble, so it is not good for anybody to do this, right?
Why gamble? Why not just go straight? Can read this?
Yeah. For a Vaishnav, the standard behavior is to avoid the association of ordinary people not interested in Krishna Bhakti. Such common people are, first, those who are too materially attached, especially to women, and second, people who are not at all devotees of Lord Krishna. Vaishnavas should avoid the company of these two kinds of people.
See, this is spoken by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, you marry someone who is not a devotee, and then you have a child. I mean, how you going to account for the consciousness of the child? Huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
There is no Garvadan Samskara, so then it is.
It's a hellish situation. That's now we read. Women, they're not religious. They create unwanted progeny, and it creates a hellish situation for everybody. Why be instrument for this? Yeah?
Yes.
Correct? You understand? So therefore we should be a little bit intelligent. Just be patient, pray to Krishna, and Krishna will send you the right person. You follow?
Rather better to wait than to marry someone like this.
Oh yeah, you just told me before the class started, you said I was in a bit of Maya, Prabhu, I went to some rooms. Yes?
Yeah.
You just for a few days, just imagine the whole life.
And if someone is not practicing Krishna consciousness, but like, is it the same thing if someone is not practicing Krishna consciousness but was born in a family of devotees? Like,
yeah, fallen down. When the person is not practicing, means it's fallen down. But then if the person is born in a family, if he can be revived, then there's a good chance.
Yeah, so it is not exactly the same.
Yeah, it requires good association,
Yeah.
Everything is good association. Then everything is fine. Just like we got into Prabhupada. Otherwise, our lives will all gone astray. Same way, if you can encourage the person to become a devotee, then yes, you can consider. And if they don't want to be a devotee, then how, Many problems, I'm sure you can go on the website, some social dating website. There's so many devotees want to get married also, You can talk to them, There's so many women who are, usually there are more women than men.
Oh, this website, Marry a Devotee, this one?
Yeah, you can always try to, talk to some of them, and if they are interested, why not?
Yes.
Why go and find someone on the road, that's dangerous, At least someone is chanting, may not even chant 16, but at least chanting, it's good chance.
Yeah, even if they're chanting like little bit, it is enough, is it?
It's better, than completely not chanting, right?
Yeah. Like,
Alright,
even if
don't
there's
do chant first. You become steady, and then Krishna say, I provide, no?
Yeah.
Steady, I provide,
Yeah. You cannot look too much, because it is better just to look a little bit, but mainly focus on
Krishna.
my own spiritual practice.
Yes, you practice and Krishna will send the right person. You have to get married, you will get married anyway. There's no two way about that, no? The whole idea is to not get married. That's the main thing.
So we are getting married not to get married eventually.
The main thing that gets to enter into sex life is very detrimental. Whether licit or illicit, You understand? It kinds of it has some effect on your spiritual life. So okay, never mind. You try, you become strong, you chant, pray, and everything will come.
Yes.
All right, I guess I have to take leave from your very good association.
Okay, Jai Sundar Gopal for Hare Krishna. Thank you for giving the class.
Work your way to getting initiated person.
Was that? I didn't hear that.
You should try to work your way to getting initiated. Study your skills.
Oh yeah. This is to me. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
More important and now.
Yeah, I will work towards this. Yeah.
You see, once you get steady, everything will fall in place.
Yeah. I'll do everything I can at the moment. So.
In the meantime, if you have time, preach. Talk to somebody. Anyone can preach. You're not the body. You're spirit soul. You're love of Krishna. Anyone can do that, right?
Yes.
You give them a book. That's the best. So do this. Whoever you meet, you try to pray to Krishna to make him a devotee.
Yes, I'm still handing out the pamphlets when I distribute the food.
Yeah.
So
try to give a book. Book is better.
I scratched out the ISKCON numbers and put in mine.
Yeah, you put your name and number there and give out the book. That'd be better to give a book. Huh?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I will take leave from you both now.
Okay.
And see you again next week.
Yeah, Jai.
Thank you.